we'll get into the fallout now. Get into the fallout.
Video game bang.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Video Game Bang. Video Game Bang. Your weekly source for all things video game. Featuring your fearless hosts, Cory, Vincent.
I'm pretty much Microsoft and Marvel. The cans are on. It's when ish gets real. People get shot during the day?
And Aaron Carter.
Buy the armor, I equip it, and it's like pink thong. The guy that delivers vending machine items at my job, he could play the right.
Fill up your Mountain Dew and grab your Doritos. It's time for Video Game Bang.
The thirst is real, everybody. I am Sir Aaron Carter, and you listening to the Weekend Bang, powered by NRG, brought to you by Oblivion Comics and Coffee. Come for the coffee, stay for the comics, and Mainframe USA Apparel. They're everywhere. I need to get me some new glasses, actually, because they do wonders. Today's 3-man battle of death is what we're doing. 3 men enter, 2 men leave. How does that work? Don't worry about it. The rules are all up in the air right now. Cory Vincent's on the show. What's happening?
Oh boy,
Back from a long trip.
a long trip.
But you were in the happiest place on the planet, right?
For one of those days, yeah. Which is my first time.
Okay.
First time Disneyland.
All right. First time, last time?
No, I want to go back.
All right.
I want to go back. I want to see the other parks. I only saw Disneyland. They have like 5 parks now, and each one costs $100 a piece.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you need to pay like when you go to Disneyland, you don't just buy a Disneyland ticket. You have to buy a Disneyland ticket, then you have to buy a California Adventure ticket,
No,
then
you
you have
don't.
to buy a well, you don't have to.
Okay.
And I didn't, but it was I wanted to go do the Guardians of the Galaxy shit.
But what happened?
It was an extra $100.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, I ain't doing that.
Did you tell them that you knew one of the members of the Guardians of the Galaxy?
I should have told him the story. Mickey probably would have hooked me up with backstage passes and all that. Which, by the way, Disneyland is fucked up, man.
What do you mean?
There's
The cats?
No, like the rides are all like sick and twisted. Like they all have these double meanings, and
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
there's a lot more. Like they deal with like intense issues like racism and
What?
like murder. Yeah. Yeah.
What part of Disneyland
Look-
did you see the racism?
Look up the hidden meanings behind Splash Mountain.
Okay, so now you're just looking into stuff. That's conspiracy theories is what that sounds
I
like.
mean, I tend not to see the world through the lens of color.
So you already do?
However, in this case, I was like, I felt dirty when I left. I had all this shame and stuff. It was bad.
Okay, all right.
And then like, okay, so Splash Mountain. Have you ever been on the ride?
I've never been to Disneyland.
Okay.
I've driven past it.
It's just basically the same thing.
Yeah, so, I mean, I've been there.
You go through, and it's all these cheery songs and all these woodland creatures, and then you kind of start noticing that the foxes or the wolves are like little assholes. Like they're like every time one's alone, it's like fucking with a bear or trying to murder some. Like it's fucked up. But then when you see them in public, like they're all dancing around and cheery and stuff like that. And then you get right before you go to the giant splash, you go to this little secret alcove where all the rabbits are talking to their babies, and they're starting to tell them all these sad stories, and there's tears coming from their eyes, and the music changes. It changed me as a person.
Why? See, okay, so this is... I don't even know where to begin with all this animal talk and stuff like that. Where are you getting the correlations between the races and the actual animals, though?
Well, then at the end, they start singing this song, Zippity Doo.
I've heard it, yeah. Heard of that one.
Such a
Zippity
racist song. Look at the lyrics, bro.
Look at the lyrics of Zippity
It's
Doo
all
Dah.
in there. If you rearrange the letters of the different words, you could spell out some really racist
That
stuff.
sounds like some weird Rick and Morty theory that, I don't know, that you've come up with. And you're supposed to be the happiest place in the world, and somehow you found slavery.
It's in front of us, man. It's everywhere.
Okay, all right.
We are far. I mean, Trump's president, man.
Yeah, so anything's possible, right?
Anything.
We have a special guest on the show today. I think second, third time?
Feels like the first time.
No, it always feels like the first time. Of course, from Capeless Crusaders' very own, we have Curtis Jackson is what we're going to call him today.
Ferrari F50.
Yeah, I was going to...
Zip it up and zip it out.
Do you know who that is, Cory?
Yeah, I totally know who that is. He's a very popular character.
Go show.
Okay, he's a popular character.
The Curtis Jackson character, the 50 Cent character.
50 cents.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I was talking about.
50 and some change.
He's a very popular character in Blood in the Sand.
Horrible video game.
Hey, I recall us having a lot of fun. In
Oh,
that
no,
game.
yes. Blood and Sand was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's the multiplayer one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever play any 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson video games?
Nah, I actively avoided all of those.
So Blood in the Sand, though, is one you might want to.
It's a good game.
The only problem
Really?
with Blood in the Sand is it's 50 Cent. It's G Unit.
Okay.
But G Unit are the biggest dick riders on the planet in that game. Every sound clip is "Go 50, you can do it, 50." Yeah, that's all it is. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, guys, you guys are heroes in this tale too. Like, 50 is, it's not all about. I guess it is all about 50, you know, and him trying to get his diamond skull back from some terrorist or something like that.
Hence me actively avoiding 50 Cent video games.
The stories are good. The story writing was done by Tarantino himself. Is
that right?
Yeah, some of the best writing in video game history, everybody.
How
you been, man?
Take your word for
You
it.
haven't been on the show in a minute. How you been?
Man, I've been busy, man. Capeless Crusaders, just trying to keep things moving. You know what I mean? Keep the content rolling out, hit these cons up. Whew, man.
Yeah, you guys have been doing some big things, like the official podcast of cons and stuff like that.
Yep, California Republic Comic Con, which was
Nice.
awesome. For anybody that went, y'all know. Anybody that didn't go, definitely check it out next year. It was an incredible event. Some great cosplay and stuff like that. But yeah, man, just trying to keep the videos, rolling. Come hang out with y'all gentlemen and
Any big things in the comic book world?
big things in the comic book world
Yes,
right
sir.
now. I'm gonna be honest, probably not the best person to ask because I'm spending more time like making sure that our stuff gets out than reading. But if anything, I'll just say this: Black Monday Murders, episode 68. We reviewed Black Monday Murders by Jonathan Hickman, who also does East of West, which is my favorite comic book. There's an interview with Nick Dragata. Oh, boom with the boom.
Yeah,
that's how big. That's how big he
it was,
is.
huh?
So check that out because he's the artist of it. So I got to meet him. That was dope. Actually, Chris Hardwick's a little comic book convention out in. It was like a music festival, comic book ID Tinty. Was that what it was?
Not sure what it is,
out
yeah.
in Mountain View.
We're banned from all Chris Hardwick events.
Yeah, we got a little.
Me and Aaron kind of screwed that up
yeah.
for everyone.
Is that right?
Well, I mean, there was a little behind the scenes stuff that we didn't know that we were walking into.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just
I said maybe we should tell him. Aaron said no. It was fucked up.
it was pretty. It could have ruined the
But
man's,
good for you guys. I mean,
yeah.
I'm glad you guys are cool with him.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like I know him personally. So yeah. Anyway, but nah, check out Black Monday Murders if anything. It's basically. If y'all like Seven, again, David Fincher. We were talking about David Fincher. It's like that, but maybe even a little juicier. So Black Monday Murders.
Hickman's a good writer too. Actually, he didn't he do the Green Lantern series for a little while?
Hick, I don't know if he did Green Lantern. He did Fantastic Four for Marvel for a minute.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Jeff Johns is notorious for majority of the Green
That's
Lantern
what
stuff.
I'm thinking of Jeff Johns. Then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who helped with the Wonder Woman, which
You got to have somebody that's actually
a writer,
yeah,
and even a comic book
a
writer.
comic book writer.
Yeah.
Maybe touch on some of these things because the comic book world is like one-sided when it comes to movies.
Yeah.
Marvel is like dominating. I actually did watch Wonder Woman last week.
Word.
Yeah.
What'd you feel about it? Let's talk about it. That's what we're here for, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what we're here. Have you seen the movie, Cory, Wonder Woman? Because this is supposed to be DC's, quote, no pun intended,
I saw
rebirth.
Captain America one. I'm cool.
Okay, well, see, there's some
Yikes.
There's some differences.
Yeah, one's a man, one's a woman.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. Before I get into this, I
Yes.
forgot to introduce, of course, the most important people to the show. They are here, of course, week in, week out. Can't do it without them. The chat room.
Chat.
Say
Hey,
hello,
what's
chat.
up, chat?
What up,
Got
chat?
Good old
Squiggles.
ninjas in there.
Squiggles, good old ninja. Girl
Yeah.
keeps keepers.
Yeah, Curtis keep it.
Special cases is all up in here. Squiggles wants to. He was saying Chris Hardwick is like the Ryan Seacrest of nerds. Did we
is
give him
he?
that title? Yeah, he is.
He is.
The secret. Yeah, okay, Seacrest.
He is.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
take that from him.
All right, Hardwick out. You know, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I give it to him. No, yeah, we love Hardwick. I wish he would answer our calls and so we can squash this beef that's going on. But
Word.
someday maybe.
Good luck
Someday
with
maybe.
that.
Yeah, good luck with that. But yeah, I watched Wonder Woman and I'm gonna say meh.
Okay.
I really
Okay.
wanted to go in there and love this movie.
Okay.
No, you did.
I'm
Let's be
not
honest.
Hey,
Let's be honest. There's not one DC movie that can or will ever come out that you go into it with a clean slate.
The next Batman, maybe.
No, it's already tainted.
I know it's already tainted.
It's already tainted for you. You've already you are as you're not good at hiding your biases.
Here's the thing: if it's far removed from this collective of Justice League debauchery,
which it's not,
then I will give it a blind fool. I'll call it a holes chance.
You know it's already not going to, though.
I call it a holes chance because the movie Holes, I watched that not seeing a trailer, not knowing the premise, never reading the book.
Word.
A friend just said Holes is on TV, watch it, sat down, loved it. Hands down, loved that movie.
Shia LaBeouf, right?
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's right.
And I heard some people had problems with that movie too, but I'm like, no, that's one of Shia. Shia should get an Oscar. Should have got an Oscar.
Well, he should get an Oscar for
just life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all watch Wisecrack? Any Wisecrack
not,
videos?
no.
Check out the philosophy of Shia LaBeouf on Wisecrack. Wisecrack's probably lightweight my favorite YouTube channel, and they do the dopest breakdowns of every. I mean, like they had like the philosophy of Kanye West, where they're like taking stuff from their life and breaking down. They get like deep, like they bring up Nietzsche and like they get into philosophers and all this stuff. But
philosophy of
so
how do you?
I can't do it justice. You literally have to watch it, because if I talk too much about it, I'm just tainting it.
Because I mean,
watch
it's just a section of this man's life. Like it's not even his story. So I saw a thing where they asked Snoop Dogg, like, when's the Snoop Dogg movie coming out? We got NWA movie that came out. Yeah. He's like, I still feel like it's still being written right now. Like I'm still going through this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, like he's not dead.
No.
So of course he still has more to do. Like
very true. Well, I mean, I guess technically it's up until this point, right? Like the philosophy of Shia thus far,
okay.
and thus being the date that video got uploaded to YouTube.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
because he could do something right after that video's uploaded that totally goes against the philosophy of Shia.
Absolutely. But I will say this: the interesting thing is, like, have y'all heard of the meta-modernism manifesto?
No.
The good old MMM,
yeah. Okay, Cory. I can see Cory's familiar with it.
Yeah. Sure he is. The MMA, maybe.
Not only is he the president, but he's also a client.
Yeah.
I will say that the main thing that they actually, because out of his own mouth he had mentioned that he had come across that, and that was kind of like the thing that shifted him from like when it seemed like he was just on a destructive path, like when he was doing Transformers and he was drinking and flipped that Ford F-150 in Hollywood, and all that stuff, and messed up his hand and all that, and they had to write it into the movie.
That's right.
Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
You can see a shift in his life and like the whole like kind of odd but like really creative and quirky side from that moment when he did that interview and he said, I found out about this thing called the I think it's the Meta-Modernist Manifesto. So but check it, because his life from then took that whole turn when he did that. Do it, just do that whole thing. When you'll find out a little bit more about how that came about, and it's super artistic, and it's this weird thing where it's like unsincere sincerity. That I'm gonna leave it there. Unsincere sincerity.
I've already said on this show that I believe that was way that Shia LaBeouf is way smarter than people give him credit for.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, you're in that space though, where it's like eyes are on you all the time, and you got, first of all, you got a lot of money, and you have opportunities that aren't everybody's day-to-day opportunities, and you have a lot more freedom than your regular 9-to-5er. So I think you're gonna do things that people perceive to be out of the norm, but if you would put somebody else in that situation, and you're a child star, and you've grown up in that environment, it's not it's not out of the norm so much. It's a lot of stress.
Definitely.
I think people look at celebrities and they think, well, why aren't they acting the same way I'm acting, or why aren't they a role model, or why aren't they this? And like, you're forgetting that they're human just like you, but they're in a different environment than you. Like, definitely. I just saw, Facebook posts up a whole bunch of stuff now, and the big story for celebrities is Kylie Jenner and her pregnancy.
Travis Scott.
With Travis Scott, yes.
Kanye West Jr.
And I'm like, literally, people, this is not news.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't news. It's two people having, a child. Two
Relations.
people that probably wouldn't have a child if money wasn't involved in this. Because when I saw a side-by-side picture of these two, I'm like, yeah, there's no world, no universe. They definitely met in Universe 616 because they did not meet in any other universe without money. Like, it's, but it's not news. That's stuff going on in the world. Like, that's what we focused on, though, is she's having a baby. I mean, she's 20.
Yeah.
But is that out of the realm of possibility? No, it's not.
Nah,
So
definitely not. No, it's the whole thing. Like, when you're a celebrity, like from our perspective, because I've spent a considerable amount of time down there when I was doing a lot of music and hung around with celebrities or had access to this. I met Snoop Dogg, one of the artists that we were managing. Snoop wanted to buy some beats, so we had to go down there and meet him and all this stuff. But
nice.
Like, so people think Hollywood and well, that's pretty much what it is. Hollywood does such a good job at selling us Hollywood. We think it's this cookie cutter thing.
Yeah.
I get the money, I have the access, so life should go like this. And people forget that, like you said, to your point, at the end of the day, people are people, and everybody has to find their way. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got people that, maybe, OD, like Chris Farley, you know what I'm saying, gone too soon.
Way too
Greatness.
soon, yeah.
But then you got people like Robert Downey Jr., who could have easily been that story, but he found his way, rearranged it, flipped the script, and now he's one of the highest and hottest, actors in the game. So
I'm doing great.
Yeah, there you go. So, at the end of the day, everybody's human and got to find their way. But Hollywood sells Hollywood, and they sell it well. So, even down to when I first went to Hollywood, I was like, oh, man, I'm going to see the sign, and there's going to be the lights and all that. And I went there, and I was like, this place looks worse than San Francisco. There's, like, syringe. Like, I'm talking about Hollywood, like the actual city. There's, like, cracks in the ground. It's dirty. There's all these homeless people in front of Guitar Center. It was.
Well, those are just musicians.
Exactly.
They're all playing Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah,
all of them.
More or less.
Actually, those guys are probably filthy fucking rich. They're part of some hipster band.
They probably are.
Yeah.
Like, chances are. But that's what they do, though. They sell us Hollywood so much to where we're like, oh, things got to work out. Things can't go wrong for them. And if they do, they can just rebound. And nope, they just, like Deion Sanders said, when I was, I think he was talking about when he was dealing with his drug addiction, he said, I was a drug addict. No, it was not Deion Sanders. Who was his, like, the dude from the Cowboys, wide receiver? Michael Irvin. Yeah. He said, he said I was a drug addict, and then when I got money, I was just a drug addict with money.
Yeah.
Money doesn't fix problems.
Nope.
No.
Not whatsoever.
Nope. No. Hard work does.
There you go.
Work it out.
Welcome to the woke hour of the Weekend Bang, everybody.
Stay woke.
Glad I can be a part of it. David's gonna be so jealous.
He was, because we were gonna talk, like, 2K just came out, and we were gonna talk about that. I actually had a whatchamacallit as well, a Jeopardy with one of the categories about 2K as well. And maybe in the after show, I don't know. We'll maybe we can, like,
You have someone call in.
Yeah, I was gonna say
compete.
Discord in and compete. And,
Probably be smarter than David.
We'll find out. But I still do have some banging around the web.
Banging around the web.
I'm glad that you got in on that, sir.
I'll be in the chat most of the time, man. I know how this thing goes. I actually listen to the show.
Nice.
I couldn't give it my best because I was choking on some scotch.
I held you down, bro.
Really?
Thank you, man.
I got you.
You held it up.
Well, you know who's not holding it up?
Chat?
Nope.
I'm about to say they always hold it.
Lawbreakers.
Ah.
I told you.
Wait, what about Lawbreakers?
We talked about this last show. You weren't on here. Lawbreakers is doing terrible, sir. It maxed out at a high number on Steam at 700 players, and it's not doing well, sir. It's limping to the finish line. And any day now, I feel like they're going to say we're not supporting this game anymore. We're not going to do any more updates. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Cliffy B. Very own, Gears of War's creator, he even copped to all his mistakes. He was like, you know what? This is me, guys. My bad. They're even saying in chat, look, Squiggles, Lawbreakers, RIP. Like, I think it's done.
Dang.
It came out around the time of Overwatch height, so it kind of got overshadowed. Should have seen this coming, though.
No game's going to compete in that genre with Overwatch unless they do a way better job of giving their characters, like, unique voice and presence. Because I played Lawbreakers for a while, and every character looked the same. I was like, I couldn't tell what one guy did, kind of based off of his appearance. The names were boring as fuck. Like, when you play Overwatch, you got these bright, colorful characters, and they all look unique and play completely uniquely different. And now that everybody has that with characters they already know and love, it's going to take a lot to pull people away from that game.
So I can see the writing on the walls for Lawbreakers. What do you think Battleborn's problem was then? They came out with bright, colorful characters, unique story.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. I watched their little trailers for their characters, and it was interesting, to say the least. And I played the beta on there as well.
That's the issue. Like, okay, people who watched those videos and stuff maybe had an idea, but do you remember the peak excitement of the first Overwatch trailer when they first did that, and everybody was talking about, the bow and arrow guy, he's gonna be so cool, and there's gonna be a guy with a giant hammer and a shield, that's the one I'm gonna pick.
Yeah,
they did an infinitely better job, even at the very beginning of like development, showing everybody that this is the cast of characters.
Yeah, they didn't really. I don't remember a trailer like that for Battleborn. Like, their trailer left me walking away like, okay, here's another game. like literally, here's another drop in the pond. When they said that there was a beta, and I played the beta, I actually got a better feel of it, and I was like, okay, I see where they're going with the MOBA genre on this one. They're trying to copy like your League of Legends, but in first person. So you got your little mobs that you're killing and stuff like that, clearing out minions and everything like that. But it just didn't. I don't know. It just didn't break the mold. And I'm like, it seems like a World of Warcraft thing. Years ago when we worked at GameStop, seemed like every other month there was a game coming out. This is going to be the WoW killer. This is going to be the WoW killer.
Yeah. So
now we're looking at Battleborn. I mean, not Battleborn, excuse me, Overwatch. And it's like, well, we got these other games. Oh, this is going to be the Overwatch killer. I don't think it's going to, nothing's dethroning this thing. Nothing's dethroning. And so here's another thing. Tie it all in with the main story. Is that Battlegrounds developer attacks Fortnite for replicating its game. Have you heard about this, Cory?
No.
So everybody's played Battlegrounds, or at least seen Battlegrounds, right? You seen PUBG?
Yeah.
I have not.
PUBG is basically a game where you start out on an airplane that's flying over a giant island. You get shot down in there, parachute, you land in there. You got to kill 99 other people to become number one.
Okay.
Not necessarily. You just need to survive.
Well, I mean, you still got to kill at least one person.
Maybe.
At the end of it
all. The toxic
all.
gas could do it for you, but okay.
Oh, well, yeah. If they're dumb enough to be outside, yeah.
Basically, it's Hunger Games.
Yeah, it's Hunger Games.
100 people on a server, you're trying to get down to be number one.
Gotcha. Well, guess what Fortnite decided to do? They have a game mode 100% similar. Flies over.
Doesn't GTA have one?
No, but here's the difference, though.
Okay.
Here's the difference. Same thing, same rules. Fly over, random part of the map or whatever. 99 people. So maybe they got one less. But it's still the same objective.
Right.
Survive, be the last one standing.
Right.
And did I tell you I played the GTA one? Or was that the last episode? I think it was the last episode.
Probably. I know it existed. I did not know you played it.
I played it, yeah. And it's a team-based thing, though. They have squads or whatever.
Yeah,
so
same thing.
It's left and right. The airplane doesn't fly over the map, though. It just stays static in the air, and you just jump out and, land there. And then the actual main thing to do is not get ground weapons, but get vehicles. Because there's, the vehicles will just rip people apart. Like, if you're on the floor with a shotgun, you're going to die. Because somebody else has a Gatling gun on top of a tank. So they kind of play it that way. But
But didn't PUBG copy H1Z1?
And so that's the big question everybody's asking. Can you legally sue somebody for stealing a game mode?
Squiggles in chat says Battle Royale is now a new game type. They created a new genre. You can't say people are copying my game. Quit crying.
Yeah, well, see, that's what they're trying to come at them, though.
This is literally nothing new.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. It's been happening in gaming forever.
Street Fighter, Fighter of the Year.
Yeah.
I mean, go down the list. This is how a genre is birthed.
Yeah.
Someone comes up with a groundbreaking idea. Someone says, that's dope, but I think I got one thing to add to it and make it better. And then 3 other people do it, and then you have a genre.
Then you have Sleeping Dogs.
What?
Who did do it better.
No.
I'm going to keep my hands off of that one.
But they came out with a little statement, the people over at PUBG. Said, we had an ongoing relationship with Epic Games through PUBG's development. Bluehole Vice President Chang Han Kim said in a press release. After listening to the growing feedback of our community and reviewing the gameplay for ourselves, we are concerned that Fortnite may be replicating the experience for which PUBG is known for. So is that, I mean, like...
And Burger King is replicating the experience that McDonald's is known for? Like, I don't know, man. It's tough. Like, yeah, stuff like that is always... I mean, like I came through music, so copyright and sampling was like a big thing. But like
that's a difference. Well, I think that's a huge difference between.
Well, I don't know. Did you look at that whole thing with Pharrell and the estate of Marvin Gaye, like that whole Blurred Line song and how?
Yeah,
like
that was very close though.
Okay, but check. Like, at what point is like because if you literally record someone else's thing, like record someone else's music and then you put it in your music and add stuff on top of it, you literally took from their copyright. Like you took from their original thing. Now, but if you hear something that's similar and then you play something that's not note for note, but similar, you never touched their original thing. You were inspired by their, so at what point do we outlaw inspiration now?
What was the verdict on that then?
Pharrell lost and they had to pay him.
Okay.
Right.
Because I was going to say, I mean, you got Super Mario and then Sonic comes out. And it's just like, all right, you got a character running left to right, jumping obstacles,
Right.
It's I don't know. I think it's been in gaming for a long time.
Yeah.
They close out their statement by saying that they are going to contemplate further actions. That's, very ominous, of course, saying, like, what are they going to do? I don't think they want to get into that fight, though. It's too...
Is it worth it? PUBG's already just dominating so hard. Like
and this is a game mode.
I don't see this turning Fortnite into a sleeper hit.
It's not. I watched a couple of gameplays of people, playing it and everything like that, and it looks kind of fun. There's a little bit more versatility because you can, like, break through walls and stuff like that. Like, you can actually... pickaxe the side of a building to get inside.
Well, that's an improvement.
Yeah, well...
Don't get mad because someone's doing stuff you want to do. Just
do better next time.
Yeah.
PUBG 2.
Yeah, up your PUBG 2. Yeah. Step your game up. That's my verdict. And step your game
Fortnite,
up.
I believe.
Get on that Red Faction
Gorilla
engine. And just put PUBG on that son bitch.
That'd be good. That would be good. Just destroying full-blown buildings with people inside of them.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even didn't Battlefield do that?
Battlefield did do that, yes.
Yeah, that was the best one.
Yeah, that was Bad Company 2, I think. That was really good at that. I don't know. PUBG, I think, is a little too cautious about this type of stuff. Just, I think, stay in your lane and worry about your own race, and you'll be good.
Yeah,
like,
I
you'll
agree.
be really, really good.
Yep.
We got some Dragon Ball Z fighter news. Are you interested in Dragon Ball Z?
Man, that's one of my all-time favorites. But throughout the history of, I back when there was PlayStation, you had to put the cartridge, the little thing in the back to break the region code to play that one.
Hey, thanks for the follow, my daddy, my daddy, with a lot of Y's.
They just wanted to make everybody say that name.
Yeah, they did.
Long story short, I'm into it.
Man, I remember that ordering that online.
Yep.
And having a friend put that in the back of the PlayStation. Yep. We were like, the world is open to us now.
Oh yeah, it's all another level.
We could play Japanese games.
Yep.
And those games weren't the best, but we did love Dragon Ball Z back then.
Yes, we did.
So now you got Dragon Ball Z Fighters coming out, and they actually just debuted a new character, Android 21.
Okay.
Which the fans of Dragon Ball Z will love, has actually been designed by Akira Toriyama himself.
Hey.
So you got the main man doing it, and not just like some third-party guy being like, oh, I've watched every episode. I know what to do here.
Right.
So Bandai Namco actually created the character, wrote the character, but they gave it to Akira Toriyama saying, this is what we want to do. He, of course, gave his blessings and let me go ahead and draw this bad boy for you. And
nice.
She comes out, and they're being very vague about kind of more of the story. Of course, you don't want to have spoilers too much.
Right.
She's going to be involved, but from the trailer that they showed, it looks like an army of robotic Gokus coming out.
Okay.
And I don't know where that's going to go, but, it's yellow hair everywhere.
Yeah. I'm seeing art of this new Android.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just fans taking liberty, but is she a little thick?
They're taking liberty.
Okay.
They're taking some big liberty.
I like it though. I'm not upset with the direction.
They said a lot of things that the fans took the character automatically and started doing a lot of fan art for her and everything.
I'm enjoying it currently.
They're the fans have definitely, and you gotta admit, when the source material makes the character, it's better than when somebody else tries to interpret it and do it themselves.
Yeah, in most cases, yeah. Yeah.
Akira Toriyama went on to say that he wishes one day to actually see this character in the main storyline.
I think you have
I'm
to
sure he
build a
does.
time machine and go back to the Android days, or what?
I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, he's already writing other stuff, so, I mean, I don't know how he'd work it in. So
That's my thing about where Dragon Ball Z is right now. It's like they want to go back to the old days and then like redo it and retcon it, and then like I'm just like, oh man, why couldn't you just continue from where you were?
And they have with the Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Super is doing a very good job.
Yeah,
with it.
it's not bad.
And I like the way, I mean, like they're doing with Dragon Ball Super, they're moving away from this. He's just so powerful. That's how he beats this person. And they're doing a lot more strategies with their, fighting and everything like that.
I've seen some episodes.
So it's, you can tell that they want to kind of change their image a small bit, but I don't know. You got like I said, when you got the creator involved, that's the best thing you can do for your actual,
It's like letting
Unless it's
George
Star
Lucas
Wars.
come back.
That's what I was saying, unless it's Star Wars.
George Lucas is going to come back and create a new character just for the new movie, and everyone's going to fucking hate it.
I saw something that we
know it.
posted. Who was it? Was it you or Jake that posted that on our Facebook
Probably
about George
Jake.
Lucas wishing that he had Star Wars back?
Oh, of course.
Why though?
Why wouldn't he?
Because he's the daddy of it. He gave birth to it.
Does
He sold his kid.
Did he want to write any more for it?
Yeah, he was trying to. It's known that he was trying to give Kathleen Kennedy notes for the episode. Was it 7? The one I don't like.
You don't like 7?
Heck no.
Really?
Man, it's Huck.
Wow.
I don't rock with it. Almost
Two
at all.
things. One, haven't heard Huck in a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Dude,
let's-
Natomas, baby. Natomas.
Let's address Huck.
And I said tight earlier.
Yeah, you did.
Well, Tight hasn't gone anywhere.
Okay. Well, Huck's back.
Huck, all right.
Bringing it back.
There you go.
All right.
And 2, you're the first person I've heard that said they disliked episode 7. Actually,
Yeah, and I'm a big Star Wars fan too.
Squiggles is number 7. He said.
Wait. Do you think you consider it worse than the prequels?
No. Well, okay. I'll honestly say this. I do honestly enjoy the prequels more. I think as a movie, like as an actual just like movie to movie, I think it's a better like movie than the prequels. But as far as like being a Star Wars fan, I like the story in the prequels way more. Like the movies themselves with like obviously with Jar Jar and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't enjoy that stuff, but getting to see Anakin turn into Darth Vader way more compelling than the stuff that was in Episode 7.
That's where we disagree, definitely.
That's all
because
I'll do
his
it.
transformation into Darth was the weakest possible way.
Really?
The love story between him and Padmé or whatever was
Padmé.
so light, and like I didn't feel like they really
I hate sand. It's
like
so coarse.
Yeah, like,
Okay, now hold on. But are we talking about the acting, or are we talking
Package,
about
complete
the
package.
story?
complete package. Yeah, complete package.
Really?
Complete package.
Yeah.
They could have went more in depth. Like I didn't believe that him and Obi-Wan were best friends.
But that's
brothers even.
But
like,
is that writing or acting though?
it was both.
Really?
I think there was too many cuts in that movie that they were like, we need to take this out. We need to take this out. That left out that it had you. It tried to make you just be like believe that these two are best friends. Like this is what we're doing. This is how we're going. There's a guy on YouTube that did a very good job to breaking down all 3 of the episodes and why. And after I watched his whole,
Was it the dude with the weird voice?
Yes.
All right, man. That guy's lightweight trolling though, and
But-
I like those videos.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I like him.
But he did a good job.
he
Like you
he
can okay,
did.
it's the same
He
thing with
did.
like Video Game Donkey. He trolls on a lot of things too, but he has a point.
Yeah, not
whenever
that. Not that there's not valid points.
Yes.
I don't want to make it seem like the prequels were again not great movies and stuff. But for me being invested in the Skywalker story,
Okay.
like for me liking the originals and wanting to see like okay, like Luke ended up coming behind his dad, but his dad was supposed to be the one to bring balance to the Force. And to watch that through, I mean, I think it's pretty apparent that George Lucas is a better writer than he is a director. He's not,
Yeah.
going back to what we talked about earlier, he doesn't bring great performances out of people. That's part of the reason why they had to cut the movie up so much, because he had all these terrible takes because he's not directed them. They're like, take the best 3 seconds from each take
Yeah.
and put it together. So I get that. But I mean, I don't know. Episode 7, like, what do you guys like about Episode 7?
So it feels like it's a throwback to the original, definitely.
Okay, all right, yeah. I
So
mean, of course.
Okay, so it's like I feel like it's just an old. idea because like none of it's new. Like if you look at it, it's definitely not anything.
No, there's a destructive thing that can
Exactly.
tear planets and
That's probably to me the weakest part of the whole thing is the new big bad. That new planet. Like, oh no, it's not a moon now. It's the Jupiter size. Like, okay,
it's
let's
bigger.
stop that. Yeah, it's
We
bigger.
get
Yeah,
it.
to me that's probably the weaker conflict. Okay. But it didn't stray so far out of like I felt episode 1, 2, and 3 said we like lightsabers. Let's give them lightsabers. Like like that's what. That's what
and lightsabers
did.
are dope as
I understand
AF.
that, but it seemed like with the Jedi, like that was their first go-to.
Okay.
So like danger pops off, boom, pop the lightsaber. But when we saw the originals, lightsabers were like, it was like scarce. Like,
well, we know why, because hey, who we got?
We got Funny Styles Jr. Yeah, thanks for the follow, sir. Thanks for the follow.
Shout out.
I understand why the
Technology.
limitations of the technology and everything like that.
And they talk about that if you watch documentaries and stuff on Star Wars.
But it tied it into the lore, and it kind of was just like, all right, this is understandable. This is grounded in quote unquote reality.
Well, as much as a space drama could be.
You can do that though too, because that was before all the Jedi got massacred. So I mean, it's justified. It wasn't like they just threw it in there for the hell of it.
Yeah, there wasn't a bunch of lightsaber wielding people because the Jedi were dead.
There's only a few left.
So it's like, okay, now we have that full range. Let's throw that all in there.
Yeah, let's make a robot guy with asthma that can wield 6 at a time.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I felt like that was just overkill.
Yeah, it definitely was.
And so when they to me they focused on that, and then the action scenes and everything like that, and I felt like they just left character development to the side, and they were like, we need to just at least focus on maybe Obi-Wan, and let's go with one other character and stuff like that, and let's flesh them out, because I didn't feel like Anakin was anything more than just a whiny baby.
Yeah.
For no reason.
That's so funny because that's how I feel about... for no reason. His parents got massacred.
Okay.
And he could have been there to protect them, quote unquote, but instead he was off on some divine mission that he didn't understand. And remember, Qui-Gon Jinn was seen as a rogue. Like Yoda and Mace Windu and all them, they didn't rock with everything Qui-Gon did. They didn't even believe in the myth as much as Qui-Gon did. Qui-Gon was like this, he's almost like a Lebowski type, hippie type.
But did you get that in the movie?
Absolutely.
You felt that through into the movie from one conversation?
Many conversations.
He was in a lot of that first movie.
Yeah.
I'm talking about between him and the council.
I definitely.
That's what I'm talking about.
I definitely got the sense that he was a little bit more of an outsider than the rest of them.
Okay.
They to a degree they almost treated him like a lesser Jedi Master, but it's almost like he took it in stride because he had so much faith in what he believed in.
Yeah, Qui-Gon was the man.
No, I don't dispute. I'm talking about just that getting his, getting that point across that he may not be as respected or whatever as the rest of them. Yeah. And if the movie is supposed to be the tale of Darth and how he comes to be, and everything beforehand and everything like that,
right?
I just felt like there wasn't enough justification for him. Okay, you're holding me back. Like you get that little inkling. Oh, you're holding me back from my true. What I could be.
what
I could be and stuff like that. That's enough for you. My parents get slaughtered. Okay, I understand that. You went back and you slaughtered the people that slaughtered your parents, right?
Right.
That's still enough for you to go and turn to the dark side?
Okay, let's take it a step further. Why did he really turn though? So he lost his parents.
Okay.
And those are the closest people to him.
Okay.
And he wanted to make sure, let's think in terms of Batman real quick. He lost his parents and he never wanted that to happen ever again.
Truth.
What did General Palpatine tell him? What was that story? The story of Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Yeah.
He became so powerful with the Force that he was able to manipulate midichlorians to keep people alive longer and even bring them back from the dead. Well, where can you learn this? You can't learn it from a Jedi.
But you've learned your entire life one way,
right?
And they told you that this other way is not the way.
How much did that happens in real life, though? Let's be honest.
Yeah,
you got okay. Now let's go back with the parallel though. You said Batman. His parents get killed.
Yep.
He decides he doesn't want that to happen ever again.
Yep.
In other different mediums that he's been in, from comic book movies and all that type of stuff, he's had those dark temptations on the other side.
Yeah.
And he said what? No.
But that's because he's a good guy. Like Vader.
But
is
you're
the
writing
good guy
this character you're writing before you're writing him as a bad guy.
Here's the thing is that just means Anakin Darth Vader is a better character.
No, that means he's a weaker character.
No, he's a more complex.
No, that
goes
means
from
he's
good
a
to bad
weaker.
to back to good at
he
the
was
end.
never good. I feel.
Yeah, he was
believe
at the
it.
end.
I feel he was never.
And as a little boy.
So you mean he was good at the dead end you're talking about?
Yeah.
So you go through and then there's.
That's the tale of redemption. Everybody loves the tale of redemption.
See?
I feel like they had an opportunity to really, really show you why this person went from this light side to dark side. They built him up like, oh, he was a great Jedi in his time and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
And maybe they showed a couple of inklings.
Wait, Vader was a great Jedi?
Yeah.
He was powerful, but he wasn't a great Jedi though. Remember, they didn't even make him a master because they knew something.
No,
was
I thought
wrong.
that's what they said in the original movies.
That he was a great Jedi?
Or did they just say he was just a Jedi?
I think they just said that he was a powerful Jedi.
Oh, just a powerful.
Yeah.
Maybe the wording.
Yeah.
Okay. But I still feel like they should have. Like, I don't think there was enough. Because, I mean, the man killed younglings.
I don't think they did a good enough job. Like, no one's going to dispute the fact that the prequels were shot well or directed well, but the content that they had to work with was incredible.
Yeah.
So the movies that came out weren't a great reflection, I think, of the story.
That I feel exactly that. Like, at the end of the day, the movies were not a reflection of the content that was there that they were supposed to represent.
Well, I mean,
and then episode 7, I just feel like it gave you all of the feels, like it looked and it felt like A New Hope. But J.J. Abrams, his movies don't have no soul to me. Mine is Super 8. Like, look at all the Star Trek movies. Like, visually, same thing. Another one of those guys that visually stuff looks good most of the time, but, like, where's the spirit? Where's the soul? And what's up with this cock up? Like, how many times did Poe die? And just, hey, I'm Poe. I'm back. What's up, Finn? Like, let's die again. Like, are you a cat? You got 9 lives, bro?
yeah,
like, really?
damn, he is. What else has J.J. Abrams done, though? I'm trying to think, because I know I only caught on to him literally when he did Star Trek.
Star Trek, he
That's
did
it.
Super 8. He started in TV because he did like this is not going to help his case. It was a good show for the time, but he did Alias.
Okay.
And he
He
also
has had like a shitload of seasons though, so someone was watching.
It was successful. Yeah. It was. I mean, I went back and watched it, and I saw Bradley Cooper in there.
Looking at what he did. He did Alias. He did Lost.
Lost, yeah. Lost.
He did the Mission Impossible.
Person of Interest.
Oh, I like Person of Interest.
Yeah,
okay.
no, but he did that with Jonathan Nolan, one of my favorite writers of Westworld, and really intense.
Westworld, I'm kind of. No, it's good writing. I just don't. The
it's
story.
Great acting too, Jeffrey.
No,
Wright.
yeah, no. It's just the story is just. I'm not a fan of the story too much. I don't know.
We might have to save that for the later show.
Yeah.
We got to get. That's one of my favorite shows ever.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get on to this next story right here. We got Justice League. Iris West scenes are reportedly cut from the movie.
Good.
Wow.
Get him out of here.
According to Batman News, happy Batman Day, everybody. All Kiersey Clemens scenes as Iris West have reportedly been cut. Earlier this year, Clemens confirmed that she was involved in she was not involved in the recent reshoots, but said her introductory scenes as Iris are quote unquote sick.
Of course. She wants to keep getting paid.
Yeah, exactly.
She acted her butt off. As far as she's concerned.
She's like, oh yeah, that's dopest. You're not even going to remember Batman, Superman, or any of them
I
in there.
stole the show, y'all.
Iris West, y'all. That's who's saving. Yeah. My fight scene against Zod is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's off the chain.
Yeah.
We bringing that back too with Huck.
Yeah. But apparently they've been cut. And as we know, it's been going through some production hell, basically. You know, they had to do reshoots. The director had some family issues that had to leave, so they brought in Joss Whedon. And who I like Joss Whedon. I've liked him.
Joss Whedon.
Buffy liked him.
Yep.
Like, you know,
yeah, baby.
And he's one of the first directors and writers that I've ever kind of really noticed their style in a different medium. I saw when he wrote X-Men, Astonishing X-Men.
Yep.
I was like, yeah, this feels like a Joss Whedon project.
Exactly.
Like, this doesn't, I could tell this whole thing.
Yep.
So I was happy to hear that he was brought on, but I wasn't really happy that it's just extra, reshoots or like the final, finale or something like that.
Well, like according to what people are saying, I mean, and even stuff like this, like at first that's what people thought, like, but when you start cutting out stuff that the person in front of you did, like think back to even we're going back to a Star Wars movie, but Rogue One. Like Rogue One, I think was initially shot by Gareth Edwards, and then Kathleen Kennedy saw it and was like, I think it needs some other stuff, and she hired another director, I forget his name, to come in and do it, and then made them edit it together. So in Rogue One, I loved Rogue One, loved it. So this is another scenario like that where I feel like you bring in someone who has shown that they can bring characters together. The first Avengers movie was dope. Oh yeah, we know what happened with the second one, but that's just studio meddling, them wanting to dig their hands in too much. But he's actually going to give me the Justice League movie that I want, I feel. And they're pretty much letting him.
I don't know.
Really?
I feel like
he is.
So, like, you're getting married and you order a wedding cake. And maybe you hire, like, a student at an art institute.
Okay.
And they're bringing it to your wedding and it falls down and crumbles. Luckily, Buddy from the Cake Boss is there, and he's going to try and fucking put it together.
Put it back together.
And there might be some cool little scenes and a little bit of Cake Boss, but...
Okay.
So, but it's going to be gravel in it.
Well, yeah.
It's going to be sidewalk dirt.
Hold on. Let me flip that analogy, though, because I feel like in this particular case, the cake wasn't put in the oven yet. We have raw materials. All of it was shot. So
you saw the trailer, right?
Yeah, I saw the trailer.
Okay.
But that's a trailer, though. That's like a tiny little piece. Like,
I know it's a tiny little piece, but you can see how far the production... They have the third act in that trailer.
I'm not going to say that they don't, but remember, these reshoots ended up, because you probably heard the stories too, how the reshoots ended up going longer and ended up costing them like $25 million extra dollars.
Crazy. Yeah, we talked about that on the show like weeks ago.
Right. So they're really reshooting this movie.
So then that tells me it. That tells me, because like literally he's leaving, because of family issues, and that's very understandable.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's not leaving when the show or when the movie is 50% done. I think he left when the movie is like 90% done. And then with all the Joss Whedon coming in, and he's looking at it, and of course he wants to put a spin on it. So this is, go back to your cake analogy. This is that guy coming back and looking at that cake on the ground like, I can't do anything with this. Is there a store around here where I can go get some supplies and I can bake right at the wedding?
Maybe,
because if they're putting that much money into reshoots, and you're saying it might as well just be they're just reshooting the whole movie then. Yeah. I don't know, and it's tough because I've never heard of a film that needed so many reshoots and still come out. Look at the Fantastic Four. But those were additions, right?
No, in a sense, yeah. But at the same time, it was the same story. They had already cut the whole movie, and Kathleen Kennedy did not like how it flowed. Remember, you brought up trailers. Remember, how much of the Rogue One trailers did you even see in Rogue One? Think about it. Heck of lines that didn't even make it into it. The editing, we do media. We know what it looks like. You can shoot something and you can edit it, and I can come behind you and just addition by subtraction. If I just cut some things out and rearrange it, I can make it a whole nother story.
So I wonder how much, like, if he had to go on the record, Joss, and say how much percentage that he had to cut or reshoot. I wonder how much do you think?
I say 65%.
That's a lot of a movie.
Didn't Joss do Age of Ultron as well?
He did, but that was a lot of production hell. Yeah, that I wouldn't blame that on him.
Yeah,
that was
I can't
fighting with
because that was shit.
It wasn't terrible.
It was pretty
but
bad.
I did walk away from the theater thinking this could have been better if they gave him the reins and
just let him do it. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of rewatchability. Yeah. There was some just stuff that was just like, come on.
And then some gaping like
plot holes.
Yeah, yeah, like something that should just not be in a movie.
Plot chasms.
Yeah, exactly. And but I won't blame
canyons.
that on him. I won't blame that on him. And if he decides to rock with Marvel one more time, even though I heard he said
no mas.
Yeah, no more. Yeah. Then
absolutely. Look what happened to Edgar Wright in Marvel too. Remember that? Marvel started meddling too much, and Edgar Wright developed all of that Ant-Man movie, and they started meddling, and he was like, "Peace out." And Joss Whedon was like, "Oh man, this is weird. It's like when mom and dad are fighting, and I'm in the middle."
Yeah, but I feel like, but here's the genius I feel of Marvel though. They have an idea. They have the guy who's like, I know what I want to do, and what I'm trying to do. is get the best directors for my idea.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
It's a winning
You guys
formula.
all have good names. You all have good projects behind you under your belt.
Right.
I want you to be a part of my vision.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I love it.
create it. But the thing on the flip side is these are directors who's like, I have a vision as well.
Right.
You need to let me cook.
Yeah, exactly. And
So,
that's where especially
their
Edgar
heads-
Wright.
Yeah, their heads are going to bump on that one.
Yeah.
Well, I feel over at DC side is like now they have a guy that supposedly has a vision, but before they had no guy. They was like
They had Zack Snyder.
They had Snyder, but he wasn't. I don't think he was thinking of an extended universe to bring all these characters in. I think he was thinking
Of an extended paycheck.
yes. He's like, I got Superman. I made Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, yeah.
And people didn't think it was as bad as Superman Returns.
Right.
So I'm winning.
Yeah, pretty much.
So let me go ahead and do the next thing, which I don't think was the smart one. I didn't like Man of Steel.
I didn't like it either.
That was stupid.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
And BVS, remember, was never supposed to happen.
And it was a rush to yeah.
It was supposed to be Man of Steel 2, remember?
Yeah, it was.
And then at Comic-Con one year, Superman symbol, Batman symbol. I was like, this is not good.
Yeah,
This is not good.
They saw that reaction and they were like, "Well, we got to go forward with this."
Yeah.
because it's it was all shoehorned in. Batman versus Superman was. I swear it was. It hurt me as a person. It hurt me as a person. And
feel
then
you.
I saw like
I remember just being dumbstruck in the theater, like, "Oh my god, they did not."
Yeah.
Did that just happen? He just pulled out a gun. Oh,
Here's the
my
thing.
God. Tell me it's a dream sequence. Oh, it's a fucking dream sequence.
Gotham
What? There's
City-
dream sequences.
Gotham City is in visual distance of
Metropolis.
Metropolis.
Yeah.
Like you can stand on the roof and be like, "That's Gotham right there."
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
That's cesspool.
that was even before the red capes are coming.
Oh,
The
yeah.
red
Oh
capes are
my
coming.
gosh.
He did a
Oh.
terrible job. I'm sorry. I don't know anybody that actually liked that movie, but I feel like, and I've talked about this many times, I have to explain these things to my niece because she's a big, comic book fan. And
Yeah.
she's like, "Is this how it happened?" And I'm like, "Well, no, see, this is somebody else's vision."
This is an abomination, sweetie.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
This is they're killing it.
Wonder Woman was tight, though.
Wonder Woman was secret on. Thanks for the follow, sir, or ma'am. But it's the internet, so like I feel, sir.
Oh, and then
There were some parts I hated, too.
Oh,
Doomsday. Oh,
was so-
man.
Oh,
Way to
man.
waste such a menacing character.
I know. Give him his own movie. He's worthy of it.
Yeah, I'd be down with it.
Oh,
Nope.
Ronan.
So Huck.
Ruination Ronan
Very
says.
Huck.
Did I just ruin it?
No. You're preserving it.
Oh, okay.
Ruination Ronan says Batman and Superman gave me the same feeling playing Superman 64. Yeah, I mean that's terrible. And apparently he's got a Man of Steel 2 like in the works type of thing, writing block, on the chopping board.
Yeah, it's
So
not
I
going to happen.
don't know. But see, here's my problem too. Have you watched any of the animated DC Universe movies?
I've almost all of them.
Okay. How is that done well? Mm-hmm. And in a a joined universe, but they can't translate that. Like literally, all you have to do is take that, start at Flashpoint, make the Flashpoint movie, take that script.
Yep.
You have all the everything there. You have the storyboards because you got the cartoon and everything.
Yeah.
And just get actors and put them on there.
That's
Boom.
all you got to do.
And then
I think it's like there's less hands in the cookie jar.
Yep,
at
less
that
chefs
point.
in the kitchen.
Yeah, they have way more freedom, I'm sure, in WB or DC's animated sector. It's probably like 4 guys over there, like, "Hey, you want to fucking draw some titties?"
and the dancing frog.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Hey, what if we fucking do Killing Joke this week? Oh, that'd be dope.
And
no one cares.
Yeah, they do it, and they kill it. Like their Justice League joined universe. Like I said, it started at Flashpoint, then they do the Justice League movie, then the Justice League War, then they do Justice League with Battle for Atlantis, then they do Justice League Dark, and they're like all joined, and then Justice League versus Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a ongoing story, so these characters through all these films,
Right.
And they're keeping them the same, and they're they're drawing inspiration from the comic books. They're not doing one for one from the comic books, but it's acceptable and it's good. And I'm like, how are you failing so hard in the big screen?
It's the executives.
Different management.
Yep.
And you're like, so it's just like you need to, and I understand that it's
DC's
not,
like a franchise, Aaron. You ever go to one McDonald's and it's shit, and then you go to the McDonald's down the street and then it's like pure bliss?
I have.
Exactly.
The one on Northgate versus the one on Truxton.
It's way different. It's
Yep.
because they have different management.
Yep.
DC has different like franchises. It feels like they have their cartoon guys, they
Yep.
have their TV
Absolutely.
sector, and their movie sector.
So then, who's the guy though?
the movie sector has failed their health inspection.
Yeah, I'm
They're
gonna
about
say,
to get
yeah.
shut down.
Who's the guy that goes around? Because in every business, there's a guy that goes around and try to make sure that all the different parts are up to par.
Is there? Because I feel like there's some shitty stores out there.
Well, that means that person isn't
Right.
doing their
That
job,
regional
right?
manager.
Yeah, the regional manager isn't doing their job. They don't get the emails and come in and say, "Hey, we have the new marketing up this week, guys. What's
Right.
going on?"
Yep.
Like that's what's going on.
It's true. No, well, I mean, yeah, and there's holes in Marvel too. Like, I mean, I'm more of a fan of the Marvel movies than I have been of the DC movies lately.
Mm-hmm.
But Jeff Loeb, like, is supposed to be the guy that floats around for all the Marvel stuff. His name's on all of them. But like,
Yeah.
I watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I didn't think it was terrible, but most people didn't love it so much.
There are dips, but see, that's a different thing too, as well. I just saw an article that said James Gunn said he cannot save the Inhumans.
No one can.
He said he can't save the Inhumans.
No.
And there's one of their low points.
Absolutely.
Like they still have low points, but they don't do it on the big screen.
I just read
Right.
an article that the Defenders was the least watched Marvel Netflix
And
series out of all
should
of them.
be.
Over Iron Fist?
Over
Yeah.
Iron Fist.
That's crazy actually, because I would have put it over, a little. I only put it maybe
It's not
one notch.
saying which one is better. It's
Right,
just
right,
saying
right.
how many
Least
people
watched.
watched it. So,
Okay.
and so
But that's
maybe that's only because Iron Fist has
It's
been out
literally
longer.
off the cuff off of Iron Fist. You watched that abomination. Iron Fist was terrible. Iron Fist is the Anakin Skywalker of Marvel.
Damn.
And that's not even saying it because Marvel Disney owns
Star
all
Wars
of it.
franchise.
Yeah. So that's what that is. He was a whiny kid. I did not care about, him at all. Like I literally did not. And I thought they were going to at least redeem him in the Defenders. Did you watch the Defenders?
Yeah, I definitely did.
I thought they were going to redeem him there. And so I even saw today somebody post up that scene between him and Luke Cage and they, the little white privilege scene.
Oh, God.
That did not resonate with me one bit for some
I
reason.
did
I was
not.
just like, what are you mad for? Y'all both about to fight some dangerous ninjas.
Yeah.
Get over the, I'm sorry. When it comes to world domination,
Word.
ninja killing, demon resurrecting people versus
Social issues?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, bro, maybe now's not the
Yeah,
time.
it's not-
Luke Cage looks at him. Who did you vote for?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I voted for Obama, but I couldn't vote for him again.
I would have voted for him for a third term if I
Yeah,
could.
hell yeah, but
Stay woke. Get out.
But I mean, Trump. Hillary's emails.
It's so
Right.
it's so stupid.
I voted for Bernie.
Because it reminded me of in the Justice League, they had an episode where the Justice League was trying to recruit the Green Arrow, and Green Arrow was like
John Stewart, Green Arrow?
no.
Green Arrow. Oliver Queen.
Oliver
Okay,
Queen.
my fault, yeah.
So Batman approaches him and is like, you got skills, you should join the team. He's like, nah, you guys fight, universal threats, world threats and stuff like that. You guys don't look out for the little guys on the streets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then Batman was like, those big universal threats step on the little guys on the streets.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're covering the whole thing.
Covering all of it, bro.
Yeah, like it's cool. So I was like, yeah, it was lines like that in the Defenders that was just like, you don't. You're creating a conflict between these characters when there is none.
Yeah, that was part of my biggest problem with it. There was some forced social commentary types. That was kind of my problem with the Black Panther comics and like Black Panther and the Crew. There was kind of some forced social commentary, and
I couldn't get through that one.
I couldn't either.
I picked up the first issue.
Yeah.
And because I thought it was going to be dope. I'm like,
Right.
I got some of my favorite characters
Right, all together, yeah.
But then I was like, all right, I see where you guys are going with this
Yeah.
one.
Oh, we're tackling gentrification in Harlem,
Okay.
huh?
Yeah. With
Okay.
the old heroes and the old gangsters. And I was like,
Right.
nah,
Yeah, I'm good.
thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I just want to see Black Panther do some cool stuff.
With Luke Cage,
Yeah, with Luke Cage,
and Manifold.
Yeah,
It's going.
exactly. Yeah.
Next time, draw him doing a few more backflips.
Yeah, something.
Just
I
anything
kinda
but
didn't-
this. Oh, God.
Yeah, and I tried to, like, for the longest, I would try to keep that type of, the social commentary out of my own personal writing and stuff like that. Because I'm like, sometimes you don't need it in everything.
Yeah.
And I felt like in this, in that comic book series, it kind of wasn't. But I mean, it's the writer. Hey,
Yeah. And I appreciate Ta-Nehisi Coates to the 10th degree. I got to meet Brian Stelfreeze, who draws. Well, was drawing Black Panther. He does all the covers. I got to meet him at Stockton Con, and that was dope. But yeah, you gotta pick and choose when you do your social commentary.
Yes.
Just because you have a platform, you don't mean you got to do it every time. Because some of us actually use entertainment as an escape and a getaway from the fact that when I walk out my door, I think feel this, or people look at me like this, or whatever. So
yeah, I mean,
pick and choose.
Yeah, definitely need to pick and choose, and I don't know. So the Defenders, that was one of the low points. Of course, I still have not seen what is it? The Inhumans. Yeah, I was not going to see
that
it
either.
Yeah, I wasn't going to see it in theaters.
Nope.
For sure wasn't going to pay that money in IMAX. That was not happening. Because the trailer didn't look good.
No,
the trailer just did not look good, and it has I love the actor that played Black Bolt in Hell on Wheels when he was on that, but I just felt like he picked the wrong one.
He picked the wrong one.
And how do you approach somebody with that one? Like, hey, you're going to be an actor. You have no lines.
Perfect.
Sign me up.
Easy, and it's Marvel.
And it's going
to be a breakthrough performance.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
He's like, you're gonna have to emote so much in this,
but you're gonna be wearing a mask.
No mask.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. I will watch it eventually, just to complete the Marvel shame list. It's on my Marvel Beacon card. If you're hearing that music, of course, that means the show is winding down very slowly. But we made it through, everybody. I didn't even get to the last story, which was about the Tokyo Game Show. They got a whole bunch of games. They said it was dominated by handheld and mobile devices.
Word.
When Tokyo is bringing that type of gaming, I don't know. I want to see new stuff out of Japan. Let's step your game up, Tokyo. Thank you for coming out, Curtis. Definitely plug away, sir.
Check us out, the Capeless Crusaders at thecapelesscrusaders.com. We're streaming on Twitch now because my guys here and other people encouraged us to. Also check us out on YouTube, but just go to our website. We'll have everything there. Shout out to all the Capeless Crusaders. Have no fear.
Yeah, they were, I know at least Janie Robot, our robot, is in the chat room right now.
Oh, is she?
She's
What's up, Amy?
Chatting away. Amy, you guys have seen her on the show once or twice, so there we go.
Yep.
We got any other events we're going up to, Cory?
Nope.
Yeah, we do. We're going to be at Oblivion Comics and Coffee for their Halloween October podcasting straight out of that building.
I did not know that.
What do you mean did I know that?
I have very little to do with the show anymore.
Full-blown meeting that we had and everything.
We're going to be there with you guys, actually.
Yeah, you are. Are you guys dressing up?
Oh, you know what? I am. I'll be Luke Cage from the current run of the Defenders comic book by Brian Michael Bendis.
I'm going to be dressed up as Mystique, so that means I can dress up any way I want to.
Hey. Or you could be Morph.
Or I can be Morph. There you go.
I want to picture those big blue tits.
If you want to.
on Aaron.
If that's what you're into.
I've been waiting for an excuse.
If that's what you're into.
I didn't know we were dressing up. Is this on Halloween?
No, it's not on Halloween.
I'm going to be Negan.
Okay.
Can I be Negan?
If you want to.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
All right, then. It's going to be an expensive outfit.
So Huck.
That's terrible. That's the name of the show.
It could be
too.
tight. Who knows?
Huck or tight. That's what I'm going to name the show. For Curtis, Cory, and I'll say Carter. Keep it in the C's. I'll say thanks for the follow, and you've all just been banged.
Ooh.